This is Dr. Deborah Arco, Novotny. I want to welcome you to HCG Expert Guide. Today we're talking about moving from Phase 2 into Phase 3. If you've been following along with our videos, you should be either right about day 20, maybe day 18, if you're doing half a term, or if you're doing a full 40 days, you may be at like day 35 to 38. We want to welcome you. This is effective, healthy weight loss. We want to help you discover a new you, a vibrant you. As you move from HCG Phase 2 into Phase 3, again, we just want to quickly remind you the maximum number of days you can take HCG drops is for 40 days in succession. And the minimum number of days is 21. Now, HCG Homeopathic drops plus vitamin B12, our formula here, is very different. And the protocol is a lot simpler than what you see in print out there for HCG injections. That's why we make these videos, so that our clients and those who maybe someday will be our clients can have success with HCG. On the first day of your Phase 3 diet, you can add 2 eggs for breakfast. I want you to note there's no days in Phase 2 without HCG like there is with the injectables. With HCG drops, our particular homeopathic drops, it's so much quicker and simpler. The day you stop taking your drops is the last day you eat the very limited diet. Now, we don't talk about a 500 calorie diet. It isn't a 500 calorie diet. It's a bit more than that. You add eggs on this first day when you enter Phase 3. You eat as if you're still on the HC drops. If you become hungry, increase your portion size. What that means is you're supposed to eat 100 grams or 3.5 ounces of protein from the select list during Phase 2. You might increase that to 4 ounces or 4.5 or 5 at the very most. My husband is a larger man and he may want 5 ounces. Look at yourself, look at the portion that's appropriate for you, and eat slowly, drinking lots of water. You want to ease into eating more food so that you maintain the smaller stomach, and you're now resetting your brain, your hypothalamus. We want to reset it to the right place. Okay, next. Day 2. This is the exact same as day 1 of Phase 3. Only you're going to add a small handful of low-fat nuts, like macadamia nuts, almonds, or walnuts. Not a large handful, a small handful. So that's just the little bit of palm of your hand. And you can add an extra fruit or vegetable, like a peach, pear, or plum for fruits. No, you cannot add bananas, too sweet. So think smart about this. If you're in doubt, then it's probably too sweet of a fruit. Asparagus or green beans without fats could also be added. So you'd steam those. And we can add fats tomorrow on day 3 of Phase 2. So that you're real comfortable here. You're eating a little more food, you're having those eggs for breakfast, and you're having a little bit more protein, and you can have a bigger salad on both day 1 and day 2. And you could even add cucumbers like you see here in the picture, but carrots are a no-no. So day 3, begin adding other foods that are allowed in Phase 3. What are they? Well, dairy for one. What are some great choices? Cottage cheese, hard cheeses, more solid cheeses. Beware of Velveeta or any kind of cheese that's processed. That's always going to be a no-no. And you can add some milk, more than the 2 tablespoons per cup of tea or coffee that you had in HCG Phase 2. Here you can use a quarter cup, a half a cup. You can add it to your Vitamix for your shake. and make a fruit shake with pears, plums, peaches, strawberries, oranges, and lemons. Foods from the HCG phase there in the fruit category, and some fruits that we just added the day before. Also, add some coconut oil. Best way to do this? Cook something like your eggs with a little bit of coconut oil. Coconut oil is known to help you lose weight. And you can start to add other foods. These are other foods that are in the phase 3 protocol that if you're a client, we provided you with. And if you've lost it, just simply contact us. And if you're not a client, contact us and we'll be happy to help you by giving you that as well if you're using HCG homeopathic drops. Just go slow. Add things one at a time. Don't add all your favorite foods on day 3. Spread them out over the rest of this 19 days or thereabouts. Remember, you're weighing yourself every day and still charting this. It's vital that you do that, simply because you're going to want to make this a lifetime habit, and it is at this point. You don't want to lose that habit, and it's important in this phase because of the next thing, something we call a stake day. If you gain or lose 2.5 pounds, 2.5 pounds from your last day on HCG, you must have a stake day. How does a stake day work? Well, you can refer back to your written material, or I'll explain it briefly here. And always know you can contact the office. We'll help you through it by phone or email as well. A stake day is where you wake up and you've gained more than 2.5 pounds from your goal weight or your last HCG effective day weight. So let's make a scenario here, or metaphor. My in-office clients are very aware I love to do this. So what is this metaphor? Let's say on your last day you did your HCG drops, you were 122 pounds and 8 ounces. That was my weight. Well, if I were to gain more than 2.5 ounces from that day, I'd do a stake day. If I were to lose more than 2.5 pounds, I would do a stake day. So that would be if I went below 120.2 ounces, or I went above 6 ounces? 125.6, I think, or 124.6, sorry. So you have to know those numbers and have them written on your chart so that if you go above or below, you do exactly this. You get up, you weigh yourself, and it can be in one day, it can be accumulated over many days. It's just if you hit either one of those red lighted weights, you just drink water, tea, and coffee all day with stevia, and then at dinner, roughly around 6 p.m., have the largest steak you can possibly eat. You can spice it up. You can't use any sauces or anything. This is a fasting day. What you're doing so that this makes sense is you're resetting your brain. Your brain has lost sight of your HCG weight, and you will continue to gain even if you drop pounds. Quick story about a patient who lost more than 2.5 pounds and didn't worry about it. She kept losing. She lost almost another 10 pounds during phase 3. Soon as she started adding foods back in phase 4, she started putting on weight. It's because her brain, her hypothalamus, that part that sets the metabolism, hadn't been set. So you want to keep that variable to only 2.5 pounds. Incidentally, I would go up 2 or 3 ounces, I would go down 2 or 3 ounces. The most I ever went up or down, actually I never went over my 122.8 and still haven't. The most I ever went down was 1 pound. So you want to stay in that sort of area. Well, thank you so much. And if you have any questions, just simply give our office a call. We'd love to help you and talk with you. Bye-bye.